folks, it's LoggerJohn here, and I just want to go and show you some of my favorite trees around my yard.
Big John, Big John, Big Bad John, Big John.
Starting with this apple tree. See, it's a big apple tree. I'm not really sure what kind it is, so if any of you folks out there might know, give me a shout. I don't know how old it is either, but I'm assuming it's pretty old from the size of it. Look at this size of this apple tree. You don't usually get apple trees that big, and it's actually pretty healthy. I've been kind of pruning it over the years, getting rid of some of the dead stuff out of it. It doesn't really produce a good apple. Usually the apples are roughly this size here all the time. But a couple of years ago, for some reason, it had the nicest apples ever off this tree. And I'm not sure really why, but so we'll have a look around it. It's got some pretty big limbs, and some of them are great for swinging on. We've got a swing here. Look at the size of it. Look at the size of the crown. The thing is massive, and I think it's pretty old, so this is one of my favorite trees in my yard. Let's go check out some more. This is one of my other favorite trees in my yard. There's not really anything special about it other than it's an elm and it's in my yard. And as you can see, it's like a pretty big tree. And it's pretty healthy so far, and it offers a lot of shade in our backyard, so that's kind of one of my picks why it's one of my favorite trees in my yard. Got a few vines growing on it, but so let's go check out some more. Trees that I really like, and they're in my front yard actually. There's nothing really special about them. They're just two ash trees, but I kind of like them. They're right beside my laneway. And as you know, in this area, this neck of the woods, we have what we call the emerald ash borer, and it's killing a lot of the ash trees. So hopefully these ones make it through. They seem to be quite healthy. That I want to look at, one of my favorite ones in the yard, and some of you might think it's actually a spruce, but actually it's a balsam fir. As you can see, it's quite big. Now the difference between a spruce and a balsam is that a spruce, the needles are really prickly, as with the balsam, this balsam here, they're really soft. You can rub them on your face and it smells quite a bit nicer than a spruce. It makes a beautiful Christmas tree. I planted this tree quite a few years ago. It was about this big. I dug it up and brought it here, and I planted it actually in the late fall. It actually snowed a few days after. But as you can see, it's done really well. We used to put Christmas lights on this, but it's gotten too big to do that. So let's go to the next tree. Another tree, one of my favorite trees, and this is a Chinese elm. It was planted probably 15 or 16 years ago, and it was about this big. I got 2 of them at a local nursery, and the one's in the other part of the yard, and this one really took off, as you can see. And it's got small, I don't know if you can see the leaves on it. They're quite a bit smaller than a normal elm leaf, and they're like finer. There's more leaves on the tree. So that's all I know about this tree. I don't know a lot. I don't know why they call it Chinese elm. But it's quite healthy and it shades part of our yard. So let's move on to another tree. We're going to look at a final tree in this episode. I'm just going to walk down here, but it's down at the other end here, but we're going to walk by some red pine. I planted all these trees along here. Another red pine. Now here's that other Chinese elm that I talked about on the other piece we just did on the Chinese elm. But as you can see, these trees were bought and planted at the same time. It's a butternut tree that I planted, and it's gotten quite big. It's a beautiful tree. I really like the leaves on it. But the only mistake I did is I planted this tree here and there was no pine trees around it, and I got the bright idea I was going to plant some pine trees all in around here, which was kind of a mistake. It's kind of crowding out each other. It's kind of crowding this butternut out. I just keep pruning the pines back, some of the pines and that, and pruning a bit of this tree just to help it along. But it's a really nice tree, as you can see. Now we're going to have another episode later on of more trees that I really like around my yard and down in the woods actually. But for now, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.